Student, in today's lecture, we will see the new part from this topic that is protein synthesis. Okay, protein protein synthesis. So this is the most important part as far as this topic is concerned. Means this MBI topic, molecular basis of inheritance, is concerned. This protein synthesis it is the most important one. So you have to learn very carefully this part, protein synthesis. So this protein you are aware with, this is the biomolecule, and you have studied that in 11th standard under the chapter biomolecule. So various biomolecules you have studied there. From that, this is the one that is a protein. Okay, protein means what? The protein means simply it is a polypeptide chain. Okay, it is having the one C terminal and one the N terminal. You are aware with that. The protein they plays a most important role in the various biochemical activities of the cell. Means they acts as a structural component. Along with that, they plays a most important role as an enzyme. They catalyze the various biochemical reaction. Not only this, but that protein, they also acts as hormones. Okay, uh, this protein, how it is synthesized inside the cell. The simple way we can say how that protein it is synthesized inside the cell. So that type of the brief information it was postulated by the scientist Francis Crick. Okay, scientist Francis Crick, that is FSC Crick. Okay, FHC. Okay, Crick. In the 1958, they postulated there the unidirectional flow of the protein synthesis. Okay, and that unidirectional flow of the protein synthesis, he postulated there the it is the central dogma. Okay, central dogma of the protein synthesis. So what is that? The unidirectional flow of the protein synthesis. See, the DNA, okay, DNA, it is present. Where it is present? You are aware with the DNA present inside the nucleus. The DNA, they undergo the transcription. Okay, they undergo the transcription, and that transcription, as usual, where it is takes place, it is takes place inside the nucleus. Okay, it is takes place inside the nucleus. What is synthesized? There is a synthesis of the mRNA. Okay, mRNA, and that mRNA, no doubt it is synthesized inside the nucleoplasm, and then that mRNA, after processing in case of eukaryote, they are transferred toward the cell cytosol through the nuclear pores. Okay, and that mRNA, when it is transferred toward the cell cytosol, in the cell cytosol, they undergo the translation. Okay, they undergo the translation. So that translation, it is takes place inside the cytoplasm. Okay, cytoplasm. It is takes place inside the cytoplasm. So you have to remember. And what is synthesized after the translation? There will be a synthesis of. Okay, there will be a synthesis of the polypeptide. Okay, polypeptide. And that polypeptide, it is nothing but it is the protein. Okay, it is nothing but it is the protein. So such a type of the unidirectional flow of the information, it was given by the scientist Francis Crick. Okay, Crick, during the 1958, and he called it is the central dogma of the protein synthesis. Okay, so this is the central dogma dogma of the protein synthesis, means unidirectional flow of the protein synthesis. Okay, what is the unidirectional flow? Unidirectional flow in the sense, from the DNA there is a synthesis of the mRNA inside the nucleoplasm, and by using the codon sequence of the mRNA inside the cell cytoplasm, there will be a synthesis of the polypeptide. Okay, uh, in the sense the protein. So such type of the unidirectional flow of information, it was postulated by the scientist F.H.C. Crick, Francis Crick, during the 1958, and he called it is the central dogma of protein synthesis. But later on, in the 1970, okay, in 1970, Temin, Temin and Baltimore, Temin and Baltimore, during the 1970, uh, he observed the in case of the retrovirus, in case of the retrovirus, or in case of the riboviruses, these are the RNA viruses. Okay, ribovirus. They observed the rather different types of the transcription. They observed there the reverse transcription. Okay, so what is that, the reverse transcription? Normally what happened, from the DNA molecule, okay, DNA molecule, through the transcription, okay, through the transcription, there is a formation of the mRNA, okay, mRNA, and by using the codon sequence of mRNA, that process it is called as the translation process. Okay, that process it is called as a translation process. So this process, what is synthesized? There will be a synthesis of protein. Okay, there will be a synthesis of the protein. But these scientists Temin and Baltimore, they observed that the enzyme RNA dependent DNA polymerase enzyme, what they do there, they reverse the transcription process. So that process it is called as a reverse transcription. Reverse transcription. Okay, reverse transcription. And because of that reverse transcription, by using the strand of mRNA, the new single strand of DNA will be produced there. Okay, such type of the process, it is called as a reverse transcription process. So such a type of the information given by the scientist Temin and Baltimore, he observed there the what is the role of enzyme. By using the codon sequence of mRNA, the enzyme RNA dependent DNA polymerase enzyme, RNA dependent DNA polymerase enzyme, that enzyme they use the codon sequence of mRNA and they synthesize the single strand of DNA. Okay, they synthesize the single strand of DNA. In the sense, this process it is exactly reverse to transcription process. So that process is called as a reverse transcription process. Then student, here we are going to study in detail the protein synthesis with the help of the two main steps. That is, the first step it is transcription process, and the second step it is the translation process. So let's see student the transcription process in detail. Okay, so see the first main process of the protein synthesis, that is the transcription. Okay, transcription. This transcription, where it is takes place, remember they are takes place during the cell cycle, but at which phase this transcription process takes place? This transcription process it is takes place during the G1 and the G2 phase. Okay, during the G1 and the G2 phase of the cell cycle, this transcription process takes place. So how it is takes place? You know that this transcription process, we are going to discuss here the transcription process by using the eukaryotic DNA. That DNA is linear one. But side by side, what happened in case of the prokaryote, that part we are also mention side by side there as per your textbook. Okay, so this is the DNA molecule. Okay, suppose this is the DNA molecule. As usual, the DNA molecule, it is linear. In case of the eukaryote, it is double-stranded linear DNA molecule. In case of prokaryote, it is single circular double-stranded DNA molecule. Okay, so this DNA, suppose this is the 3' end and this is the 5' end as usual. Then during the transcription process, what happened? That DNA strands, they have to be separate first, and then the one strand, it acts as a template strand. Okay, one strand, it acts as a template strand. So for that, you have to know what happened during the DNA replication. So there is a activity of the various types of the enzymes. So what are the enzymes? Those enzymes, they shows their activity. The endonuclease enzyme, first they shows their activity, and in the presence of that endonuclease enzyme, the temporary cut is taken. Okay, and then it is followed by the activity of the helicase enzyme. The unwinding of DNA takes place, and that unwinding, it is immediately followed by the breaking of the weak bonds. Two strands, they get separate. Two strands, they get separate. Then it is followed by the binding of the SSBP enzyme, means single strand binding protein. They bind at the replication fork site, we have seen in previous lecture, and that two strands kept stable for the replication. Then you know that superhelix relax protein, they also plays a most important role, and due to activity of such a type of the enzymes, what is formed? There is a formation of such a type of the replication fork. Okay, you are aware with this replication fork. You know that this is the 5' end, and as usual, this is 3' end, and this is the 5' end. Okay, then the two separated strand of DNA molecule, the one strand, it acts as a template strand. Okay, one strand, it acts as a template strand, in the sense this is the template. Okay, template strand, and the strand complemented to the template strand, that strand, it is called as a coding strand. Okay, coding strand. So this is the coding strand. Then the template strand, always remember here the template strand, they are having the binding site of the RNA polymerase enzyme, because you know that the RNA polymerase enzyme, they follow the polymerization in direction of the 5' end to 3' end. Okay, 5' end to 3' end. But the binding site of that RNA polymerase enzyme, it is situated. It is situated near to that the 3' end. Okay, 3' end, and that that binding site, it is called as the promoter gene sequence. So this is the promoter. Okay, promoter gene sequence. Promoter gene sequence, it is followed by the structural gene sequence. Okay, so all this is the structural gene sequence. So this is the structural gene sequence. Okay, this is the structural gene sequence, and the structural gene, it is followed by the terminator gene sequence. Okay, so this is the terminator gene sequence. Terminator gene sequence. So this structural gene, no doubt they are having the promoter on one side. Okay, promoter on one side, and they are having the terminator gene sequence on the other side. Okay, on the other side, and you know that the RNA polymerase enzyme, they are attached to the promoter gene sequence. Okay, why they are attached to the promoter gene sequence at the 3' end? Because this RNA polymerase enzyme, okay, RNA polymerase enzyme, this they follow the polymerization in the direction of the 5' end to 3' end. Okay, so that's why that RNA polymerase enzyme they attach to this the template strand of the DNA which runs in a direction of the 3' end to the 5' end. So student, you have to remember these thing. Okay, so this is the what happen uh, in the transcription of the protein synthesis. That means there is a synthesis of the mRNA over this template strand of DNA. Okay, template strand of DNA. Remember, student, in case of the prokaryote and eukaryote, okay, in case of the pro and eukaryote, this transcription process, okay, transcription process, it involves the three main steps. It involves the three main steps. What are those? The initiation process, okay, initiation process, initiation process, then it is followed by the elongation process, means the elongation of the polynucleotide chain. Okay, elongation of that polynucleotide chain, in the sense the elongation of that RNA. Okay, then there is a stop of the transcription process, in the sense the third step, termination. Okay, termination. So see, in case of the prokaryote as well as in case of the eukaryote, the transcription process, it involves the three main steps. The initiation process, it is followed by the elongation process, it is followed by the termination of that the polynucleotide chain, in the sense that RNA synthesis, they stop at the termination. Okay, at the termination. So you have to remember this one. The transcription process in both the prokaryote as well as eukaryotes, they begins at the promoter site. Okay, they begins at the promoter site and they stop at the terminator site. Okay, they stop at the terminator site. So let's see, student, now we are going to elaborate the transcription unit of this DNA. Okay, transcription unit of this DNA, in the sense the transcribed segment or the transcribed unit of DNA, it is called as the transcription unit. Okay, transcribed segment of DNA or that transcribed unit of DNA, it is called as a transcription unit. म्हणजे या डायग्राम मध्ये तुमच्या लक्षात येतं की हा DNA आहे आणि हा DNAचा हा जो पोर्शन आहे, या पोर्शनवरती ट्रान्स्क्रिप्शन होत आहे. म्हणजे ह्या स्ट्रक्चरल जीन चा न्यूक्लियोटाइड सिक्वेन्स वापरून याच्यावरती mRNA सिंथेसिस होतं, याला आपण ट्रान्स्क्रिप्शन असं म्हणतो. मग आपल्याला हा जो पार्ट आहे, हा जो DNAचा असा पार्ट आहे की जो पार्ट हा ट्रान्स्क्रिप्शनमध्ये पार्टिसिपेट होतो, त्याला आपण ट्रान्स्क्रिप्शन युनिट असं म्हणतो. म्हणजेच transcribed segment or the transcribed unit of DNA, it is called as a transcription unit. So let's see, student, about the transcription unit. So let's see, student, the transcription unit means the transcribed segment of DNA. So suppose this is the DNA molecule. Okay, it is double stranded as usual. So suppose this is the 5' end of DNA, one strand of DNA, and this is, as usual, this is the 3' end. Another end, it is a 3' end. Then what is this? Another strand. Suppose this is the another strand. Okay, and this another strand, what is this terminal? This is the 5' end, then corresponding end, it is the 3' end, and this is the 3' end. Then another complementary end, it is the 5' end. So this 5' end. So this is the two strands of the DNA. Okay, then this DNA, that transcription unit, they are having the three main parts. That is, they are having the promoter gene sequence, then they are having the structural gene sequence, and they are having the terminator gene sequence. So always remember the promoter gene sequence, they are situated at the 5' end of DNA. Okay, and this is the upstream site. Okay, upstream site. So this the promoter gene sequence. Okay, this promoter gene sequence, they are situated here at the 5' end of the DNA. So this is the promoter. Okay, this is the promoter gene sequence. They are situated at the 5' end of DNA. This is the upstream site. Okay, this is the upstream site. म्हणजे डीएनएच्या स्ट्रँडची 5' एंड त्याला अपस्ट्रीम साईट असं म्हटलं जातं. देन इट इज फॉलोड बाय द स्ट्रक्चरल जीन. Okay, this is a structural gene, and that structural gene, it is followed by terminator gene sequence, and that terminator gene sequence, it is situated toward the 3' end of that DNA strand. Okay, so this is the terminator gene sequence. Okay, terminator gene sequence, and this is the promoter gene sequence. See student, this transcription unit of the DNA, they are having the three main parts: promoter gene sequence, they are having the structural gene sequence, and the next one, it is the terminator gene sequence. Okay, terminator gene sequence. So this terminator gene sequence, it is situated towards the downstream site. Okay, towards the downstream site. So they are present toward the downstream site, and this 5' end, it is a upstream site.